How's it going, everyone? Um, it's me. I haven't been very active recently. I will adjust the camera. There we go. Um, so I just wanted to talk to you guys because is that the where's the camera? Is it here? All right, camera's here. All right, I haven't been very active recently. And I wanted to keep a lot of this to myself, but I just felt like to everyone I normally communicate with who followed me when I was streaming and all that. I just felt like I owed it to people. I was doing YouTube videos, and I've been doing YouTube videos since like 09, 2010, but I wasn't very active because there was a lot of things in my life that were going on. In real life, like I needed to work, you know, just and now it's at the point where I do have to support my family. I don't have any kids. I don't have a wife or anything like that. I don't have a partner, but you know, and I, you know, but that's one of the reasons why I haven't been very active, because YouTube is very time consuming editing videos, and hearing your voice is, especially to me, is very sort of overwhelming. Now, I suffered all my life from anxiety, depression. I was diagnosed with OCD in the 5th or 6th grade. I was diagnosed as someone on the autism spectrum when I was very young. Actually, when I was first diagnosed with nonverbal autism when I was 2. And then once I started being able to communicate and all that through intensive speech therapy, and even until I was like maybe in 4th or 5th grade, I could not really talk like right, you know. So it then got upgraded to Asperger's syndrome, like, because my IQ was very high. I was tested anywhere from like 145 to 180, but I grew up like working class, so there wasn't like, I don't know if you ever watched Malcolm in the Middle, but it was like almost like when you are in that end of the economic ladder, it's like you don't know what you have. Like, you're kind of just surviving. So like, and I've been through a lot in my life, so a lot of my potential was limited. So like, you know, I've had a lot of issues in my life with mental health, and a lot of the issues were in terms of I have an intense fear of rejection. So like, if I do something public and it doesn't work out how I hope, I want to just hide. So like, when I was wrongfully like persecuted by a certain group of people in the community in 2022, I didn't want to stream anymore. That was it for me. I was done because it prevented me from doing athletics. And I was like, even though I had, you know, neurodivergency and stuff like that, I still had a lot of friends in high school, and I was still active in clubs. I was in student government. I was on student council throughout my high school life. And I was pretty decent athletically, but I was too scared to play the sports I love to play in front of people. So I didn't join in teams and stuff. And I was scared that, oh, I wasn't like athletic enough or good enough. And, you know, that's why I didn't do sports, even though I love playing football. I love playing basketball. I love playing soccer and all that. So I just thought, like, because like mentally I was different and stuff, like, I don't know, my self-esteem was so low all my life. And no matter what people told me, like, oh, you could do anything. And let me tell you this as well. I did really well in high school. The SATs I did okay in, but I didn't really understand standardized. I was never good at standardized testing because I didn't feel like, you know, the I didn't understand the tests, but I did okay enough to where I passed. And the SATs, I didn't bomb, but I didn't do the best that I could do because I didn't really like, because the my curriculum in high school, like it was so far removed from what was on the SAT. Even though I studied, I was also focused on my academics because you have stuff in your curriculum and stuff. You know what I mean. So I didn't do like perfect on the SATs. So, but I still, before I ramble on, there was many things in my life that prevented me from being super like, you know, uh, being a superstar in life, and one of those things was fear of rejection. Another thing was, I had anxiety and depression, and those things can ruin your life. And it didn't ruin my life, but it was something that almost killed me many times. And I was self-medicating. I was doing all this stuff to cope because there was opportunities I had, hey Chloe, how you doing? She's like, stop talking bad about yourself. Okay, sit with me. We'll talk. All right. She didn't want to sit on my lap. So when I was like in a senior in high school, I didn't think I would get this opportunity, but I had a scholarship to the York University of Toronto, and the only thing they couldn't cover was like relocation and room and boarding, and I couldn't afford any of those things. So I decided to not take that opportunity, even though it wasn't a full ride. I think it was like half paid or something. And I threw the letter out because I was so distraught that I didn't get to go. And I had scholarships from universities, but not full ride. And it was just like, it's not worth it. Because I only had a certain amount saved for college and stuff. And so I went to community college. I was thinking, oh, it's going to be like $200. It ended up being $2,000 a semester. And I ran out of money by the end of my first year, even though I worked like 2 to 3 jobs. Whatever hours I didn't have to go to school, I worked. And I was just like, man, this is not helping me out. So I decided to go to trade school, and I do something I love now. So I do like, I'm not going to say exactly what I do. I don't want to dox myself or anything, but I do work with my hands. I do work with my brain, and I think some of the mental abilities I have help me out in that field a lot because I'm very driven and I want to do good. I want to succeed, and I want to help people out. And so let's take this back to my streaming career, because I was doing it for like on and off since like 2010. I started a Twitch account in 2013, and I didn't know how to do the live thing. Like, my internet kind of sucked back then, so I couldn't really stream too often. And like, so I was doing that. I didn't even have the proper streaming equipment. I just took like a digital camera, and I just put it on I think I had a bookshelf in my like little office in my room. I call it an office, like in my desk. And I had it level with the TV, and that's how I recorded like gameplay, like, and stuff. So I can't really find it. It was like on another YouTube account I had. I started like so many different projects over the years, like Rebirth, Reborn, and then I'd stop doing it because I got busy with life. But let me grab some water. So like, the main thing was that the fear of rejection, because I was doing my best with Thomas Bahamas, and I wasn't doing crazy numbers, but it wasn't about that. I just wanted to make some friends because I was kind of lonely, like, because COVID, like, in real life, like, you get isolated from your friends get sick, and then you get sick, and you get healthy, your friends get sick, your friends are healthy, you get sick. So it was really lonely for a lot of people, and I was one of those people. So when I got sick, I started streaming. I was playing Pro Evolution Soccer. I was playing like Football Manager. I was playing Crusader Kings. I was playing all sorts of different games like Oblivion and all that. And I just felt like, and I was making a lot of friends with The Sims because like I liked doing The Sims videos because I was a fan of Call Me Kevin and all that. And I think just the sandbox element, like you create drama. It's so funny what happens. I love playing it because sometimes the weirdest stuff happens. So, and I like creating, I like building, and so when I was doing that, I met a lot of friends along the way, and then there was someone who tried to who made up lies about me because I rejected their romantic advances towards me and had a vendetta against me. We're not going to talk about that. It's over. It's over. I won. But yeah, like I felt that rejection because people didn't take my side. Nobody believed me, and then in the end, everybody believed me because everybody figured out. Oh wait, this was I know Thomas. He's like a good dude. He's got a good heart and a good soul. And this other person just starts drama everywhere she goes. And that was in 2022. But on the flip side, I met some of my best friends that stood by me no matter what. And credit to KittyCat21 on Twitter, in the Sims community, console simmer, just heart of gold. Love her. Just sent from, she's a person sent from God, and she become my best friend over this long process. So another thing, that I was busy with work and stuff, I was busy with life, busy with family, and then my streaming room I had to give to my best friend's girlfriend needed a place to stay, and I was under the impression it was a couple weeks, but it ended up being 18 months. And it was a very bad situation. Like, this, I should not have taken this person in, even though, and especially with her being my ex-girlfriend. And that's a whole situation I'm not getting into. I had to go through legal means to get her out of my life. I got a restraining order against her. I had to kick her out legally. And the boyfriend's family tried to use it to take my house for some reason, and it was a whole thing. And boyfriend's father attacked me, like, for no reason. I just shook his hand. I said, "Hey, how you doing?" And this was a person I knew for like 15 years and had okay conversations with, but he had an alcohol problem and a drug problem, which caused him to not think straight. And he would call me a lot of racial slurs. He would say like ethnically offensive things, like implying that I was like, he would imply that I was Jewish, which I'm not, but either way, or say something that against my Irish heritage, or he knew I was also of Italian and Polish heritage, like make jokes about that, make jokes about my religion. I was raised Catholic and stuff, even though I wasn't practicing at the time, but and by the way, my religion does not change how I feel about marginalized people, especially, I support LGBTQ and trans rights and all that. And so, y'all know my views, and they're my views. They are my views. But, and I don't let my faith affect that, because I never liked the politics of religion. They should never mix, honestly. But, anyway, yeah, so it was that process, and I I had a severe illness at the time that I was battling, and I've been in and out of hospitals. And then one day, it was thought that I had a stomach ulcer, and it probably I had severe stomach issues due to stress. But I think the stress was relieved. I went to therapy and all that. I was taking antidepressants. I had to get off them because I was hallucinating. But I figured out something that I went the more herbal route. So I started taking more supplements. This doesn't work for everyone, but it worked for me because I learned through a doctor that I was extremely vitamin D deficient. I was extremely iron deficient, and I think the brain fog I had because I think brain fog and migraines were happening because I wasn't taking like omega-3 and ginkgo and all that. So I started taking all those supplements every day, and instead of taking ibuprofen, which I was taking like 10 a day because of the migraines and the stress and all that, I was drinking myself into a coma every weekend, and I was doing a lot of things. I was abusing Benadryl, which caused hallucinations as well. So I had to stop all that, just live clean, and just take a good account of myself. And so there's been a lot of positive changes in my life because of it. I got more involved with the community, which is something I always wanted to do. I was involved with Philly Spring Cleanup in 2024, and it was the most extensive spring cleanup that they've been doing this since 2008, but more people participated this year than in any other year. More people got involved, more trash has been picked up, and I was a part of that. And because I always liked doing this, I was part of my environmental club. We did a project in, I think 2007, where we went to this canal that was filled with trash, and we cleaned all of it up. And that was like so rewarding for me to do that, to help people in my community, to donate my time, do all this stuff. I'm going to get involved with the soup kitchen too, because I freaking love helping people. That's what we did when we were in student council back in school. Like, we had a breakfast or a brunch for like senior citizens in the community, and that's stuff and talking to people, that's stuff I love to do. And that's why I did streaming. It was never about earning potential or popularity or growing a brand. It was about the friends I made along the way and all the people I could help and all the people I could bless. And a lot of the people in the Sims community I wanted to help them, because listen, there's a lot of marginalized and downtrodden people, and I wanted to show them that, hey, there's people that can be, like, it doesn't really, matter where you come from. It's a matter how you rise above that. And some people did reject that, along the way. People thought I was like, people didn't feel what I had to, people didn't pick up what I had to put down, but that's okay. Like, everything, happens. It just happens sometimes, and you can't explain it. You can't force it, but it's okay. But I want to thank, and also, I'm sorry to anyone, I was acting weird towards recently because of the post-traumatic stress I was dealing with. I was sending out some weird messages to people. I do regret that. And I was in La La Land because of what I had to go through. I had intense insomnia. I was a wreck, and I'm really sorry. I literally thought some of you people were not you as individuals. I thought it was like some one person trying to get me and catfish me and say, because I was thinking oh, none of this is real. None of this social media stuff is real. But I'm sorry if I was acting weird, but that's not me. I'm like a normal, I'm just me. I have the best intentions. So yeah, but I'm in a really good place now. My career in real life is way back on track. I'm performing at the peak performance of my intelligence, my aptitude, and my communication skills are at an all-time high. And I just want to thank everyone who is there to support me, Crown Maker and Kitty Cat, and there's a bunch of other people, the Morgan Phantom Motor, all these people that were there for me, like, you know, that I could relate to and communicate with, and, you know, and then my family, I've had a strong family life. Like, both my parents have been together for the better part of more than 30 years, like 33 years in a relationship. They've been together 25 years in marriage, and they love me. I love them. I have a very tight family. Nobody has any disagreements towards each other. I have a big family on my dad's side that I love all of them with all my heart. And, you know, I think family is important. Faith in people that you trust, that have given a lot to you, is important. And I think, like, just community and solidarity is important. And no matter what happens, I think, you know, I don't really try to play on the politics sort of thing, but whatever happens, happens. I always felt like I can only control me. I can only vote for who I vote for. I'm one vote. But I can make just as much of an impact, you know, in my community and making it a better place, whether it is on the social media, the friends I'm with through Sims or Saints Row or Football Manager. All of these things, being positive, will heal the world. And I really am starting in my career. I'm starting to get into the more, because I'm just I'm environmentally minded person. Like, I believe that we all need to make a change when it comes to combating the climate crisis. And I have some ideas that I'm bringing to the industry that I work in that's going to help out and, you know, contribute to that, whether they're successful or not. Hopefully they're successful, but if it isn't, it's okay. I mean, things happen, people disagree with you, people don't see the light. So yeah, those are the things I have planned. I'm also going to visit Ireland next year. I have a lot of moods in Ireland. I want to see, like, my family history and all that, and go to the town that was named after my family. And there's some, and I'm probably going to go fishing or something as well, because I like to do that. I love being by the sea. That's kind of part of my family lineage. So I'm going to go there. I'm going to go to the Emigration Museum in Dublin, and I'm just going to sightsee Dublin and go, you know, I don't drink anymore, but I might. I don't know. I have friends over there, you know, that I could visit, and maybe I might have to give in and drink, but I'm probably not. So, yeah, and as for streaming and YouTube, probably not going to do too much of that, to be honest, or any of it. This is pretty much my retirement. So thank you for those who watched. Thank you for those who supported. And, you know, since everything is kind of back in order, in my life, you know, I feel like I'm staving off my depression, and I feel like that for the first time in so many years. I feel so good. And I just wanted to share that with you, that I'm in a really good place. You don't have to worry about me. And, you know, everything's awesome. So I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you, and have a wonderful rest of your evening and rest of your week and your weekend. And July 4th is coming up, so enjoy that, Americans. All right, so have fun. I'll talk to you later. Or this is the outside. It's not as smooth as I wanted it to be.